Welcome to the Emo Social Club Podcast, broadcasting to you live from emosocialclub.tv. I am Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we're here this evening with our new friend Carly, aka CARR. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. I will say I checked out all of your videos and all of your live performances and stuff. And I tried to wear my best t-shirt for this, I guess, because your t-shirt game is fucking on point.
It's crazy. I actually was gonna comment on your t-shirt and how I loved it. I just see a girl with her legs spread, and I was like, perfect, love that.
I'm like, this seems like my most appropriate, my most accurate t-shirt for such an occasion, you know?
Good job. I'm proud of you. My t-shirt game is literally off the rails.
It's honestly no. We follow it's like a Twitter profile. I don't know if it's on any other.
It's called
site.
Shirts That Go Hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's
I follow them on Twitter. They're crazy. I want to buy every shirt that they post. I'm like, I can't afford this.
I'm like, it's so. I know it always looks like they're finding these shirts, and then it turns out no, they're just their own shirts. But
they make them.
Yeah, most of them are made on their site, and don't go to that website. You'll just buy all the shirts.
Yeah,
which is to say, yes, go to the website.
Yeah, I tried to before tour, and I was like, yeah, I can't. I don't have money for this. There's I wanted to buy 50, and I was like, yeah, I am my t-shirt. My friend is like, you literally have a problem. I have so many t-shirts, it's actually disgusting. And then I get weirdly attached to them, and I'm like, well, what if I want to wear this in 5 years? And my friend's like, please just fucking throw away some of your shirts or give them to Goodwill. And finally, he came over.
That's so
and
relatable.
He just, took some. I was like, take them. I don't want to see you just take them. And then he wears them, and I'm like, okay, I feel better. It's quite psycho.
There's some use, you can still see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, come on.
Well, tell us. This is what always happens. We do an interview, and then we never talk about music, and that you do music, and what your music is. So let's make sure that we are starting the podcast off with at least you talking about your music,
and then maybe we'll end with talking about more music.
Yeah. We'll get to more later, I guess.
I really spiral off the deep end right away. Well, I'm CARR. I make, I guess. I don't even know how to describe the music that I make. I guess alternative rock. I feel you guys would have a better idea than I would. But yeah.
I feel to me it feels kind of like indie.
Indie rock, indie pop rock.
Yeah, indie alts.
Yeah, I don't know. Anytime anyone asks me, I'm like, no clue. I say 10 genres. They're like, I have literally no clue what this is. But yeah, I guess that's it. I've been releasing music for 3 years, I guess. And then my first album comes out in 2 months, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to specifically shout that out. I know that you're running a little bit of a contest too on your Instagram for the record too. So can shout that out too.
Our next single is coming out in a week, I think. I literally have no clue what day it is. Today. Is it
That's so real.
I literally never know what day it is. We shot the cover today, and I'm covered in grease. That's all I'll say.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's actually really hard to come off. I was scrubbing my skin raw in the shower, and I'm still I have car grease all over me. That's the tea. Yeah. It was not.
Yeah. I mean, we all struggle and suffer for our art in one way or another.
I was about to say, sometimes you just got to get down and greasy and dirty, you know. It's like that meme. It's my hands look like this, so hers can look like this.
Yeah, that's literally it. I was sweating my fucking ass off. We were in a car. I don't even know what it's called, a car shop. So it's 1,000 degrees in LA right now. My makeup's dripping. That's all I'll say. And I was covered in car grease, but it's gonna be a pretty iconic cover.
I hope that it's as iconic as Charlie's last few album covers. Because that's like what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
Like that is the vibe I'm getting.
Mine's gonna be pretty sick, I hope. Hopefully it turns out cool. But my vision is sick, so hopefully it is equally as cool.
Yeah.
We'll see. I have faith. The behind the scenes is cool, so it's a good time.
Oh, we love some BTS.
Yeah.
Right. I try not to like give it away.
I know. I mean, look, give it
I'm
away.
really
You know,
weird
but
with,
not
like,
really.
I
But
know.
like,
I'm really weird with like nowadays everyone like posts their songs on TikTok before they come out and like post the cover arts, and I'm like always like, I don't want to give it away yet. But I guess your first album cover, like, it's pretty iconic to announce it and release the cover, you know? But we'll see.
I mean, I think there was a time when people really did and they went all out for their album covers. And I think that like, because people don't really release albums anymore, and it is a lot of just like a song on TikTok or a single here or there, that they're like, you know, the album art is just like supposed to be there to get to the next thing, right? You don't have to really put that much effort into it. But I do think that now, like, well, what it sounds like is like, put some effort into it, like make it a moment, you know?
If it's my first album cover, like, it's gonna go crazy. It has to.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's put everything into it.
Yeah, you literally do. And it's like, I don't know. If the album ever becomes anything big, it's like that cover is what makes it, like, you know, you see a cover of like an old album and you're like, oh my gosh. So I want like an iconic album cover because my album is iconic.
Now all you need to like keep in like the icon world is to have Pitchfork review it so terribly, and then everybody is like, absolutely not, this is wrong, Pitchfork.
Yeah, honestly, Pitchfork, give me a 1 out of 10.
Pitchfork 1 out of 10 for CARR's upcoming album challenge. You won't do it, they will.
Don't they do they do letters or numbers?
They do numbers. They did that for Måneskin because, like, honestly, I listened to that album. I'm not a Måneskin fan, and like I get that, like, why people don't like it, but it was honestly pretty solid. But they gave them like a 1.5 stars, and then they just like they trashed them as like a band and how they were discovered rather than the music, which I was like, that's not a part
so
of like
weird.
the review, but okay.
Yeah, that's odd. That seems a little weird. Well, come on, Pitchfork.
Get it together.
You need a little bit of that, like, low rated controversy to be like, no, actually it's a really good record, and you just don't get it. And you need a little bit of that in the world today to get a little, you know, you have some fans in the chat here. It's like, they're all going to come to your defense and be like, allow me to write my essay on why actually this record is one of the best. And you got to have somebody else listen to this.
You guys better attack Pitchfork. Maybe they'll give me a Maybe they'll give me a 69 out of 10 because
wow, look at that. Pitchfork, don't be a coward, do it.
Me outside of Pitchfork with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
Not the Pitchforkception.
Yeah.
My rider dies.
Just say diss you pointing at the pitchfork.
That would actually be so funny.
Now, with your Ride or Dies who rolled up to early to see you at Fall Out Boy with some of their tour dates, so how did like that go? Because you didn't play any tour dates that I was at. I was in Chicago and St. Louis. But how was like performing on that stage opening for Fall Out Boy and like all these other like really influential bands?
It was the best time of my life. I literally was like, how is this real life? I was like thriving. I mean, the whole time I was just like thinking ahead, and I was like, God, it's gonna suck going backwards from playing amphitheaters. Like, I'm literally like living the life right now.
True.
But it was such a good time and a good experience, and everyone on the tour was just like amazing. It was just like all around like the best time of my life, and I had so much fun. And the only like negative, I guess, if there was one, was that it was fucking hot as shit in the summer and we were playing like amphitheaters. So I felt like at some of the shows my energy was like a little low just because I was like dying of heat outside because my set was like super early, you know. But it was so fun. It was so fun. I'm excited for the future.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Why, like buzzing around my room. Okay.
Oh no, they're a stand too. They just want to be in the room with you.
Literally, I can't get rid of it. It's just been flying around for like a day.
We're gonna ask the fly some questions. Like, and what do you think of the singles so far?
Yeah.
Tell me about the grease.
Yeah.
He's like, he came with us to the shoot today, and then I brought him home.
Moral support. Listen, everyone sometimes need their little insect buddy for moral support.
Don't people have like pet cockroaches or something? Or you can like,
yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I heard there was something where like you could mail a cockroach to like an ex or something. Is that true? Can anyone confirm or deny?
What?
Or like name a cockroach. Something about
oh my god.
CARR. Do you still have the CARR flag? I do have the CARR flag. I fucking do. You know I would never throw that away. My friend, Lainey, who came to some shows, she got me a CARR flag, and it was like an American flag with like my face on it. It was iconic.
Very Barb's energy. Love to see it.
Yeah.
I am the president. Okay,
now are you going to have that as merch to be sold? Is the next question.
You know what? After I posted it, everyone was like, where can I buy one? So Lainey, you might need to make a lot more for my merch, wherever you got that from. Because I was getting a lot of DMs saying I want one, and I was like, well, I'm not giving you this one, so
this is the one. This is mine.
DM her. But yeah,
everyone's
it was just like
at Lainey in the chat now.
Yeah, she's gonna get a lot of DMs now, but it was just like the best time ever.
You mentioned that Pete Wentz is a very nice person before we started recording, or I guess when we started recording. That might be there, but we could lie. Yeah. Let's make it up. Let's actually say, Pete Wentz, what a guy.
Like, look at him.
Just, up there, just being a real guy about it.
A real dude.
Real dude energy,
He is so fucking nice. It's crazy. He's just like an all around like good guy, and he's just a dad and just like a good person, but he's also like super creative, and he does like so many little like side projects. Like he's just such a good person, which is, I don't really say that about many people. Especially in the industry.
I think that's always like refreshing though.
Yeah. There's like, my team right now is just awesome. I have a really good support system right now. And I'm also signed to Music is Fun, which is Seeker Music Group, which is Evan Bogart's venture. And Evan is amazing. Like, I just have a really good group of people surrounding me right now, which helps a lot.
Yeah.
a lot. And they just get me, so it just makes things a lot better. They just get me, and they're kind of like, okay, you're fucking crazy, but like, just continue to make music and we'll support you. But yeah, it's been really great. And I just feel like, I think things are moving for me right now is because of my team. It's just been like amazing and just pushing for me.
Yeah. And I think that, something that like, some people, we live in Chicago, so we're not like in the thick of like the music industry. We just have a lot of like bands that are like, come to my show. And it's like, a lot of them are friends. So it's like, yeah, but it's like knowing that the community is still like that. And even like on a big stage of like a major summer tour, it's still just like, yeah, we all just want to like hang out with our friends, support good people, support good music, put it on a stage in front of, 1,000, 2,000, 30,000 people, wherever it is. And like knowing that it's still like that experience, even at that level, and the people who are at that level are still keeping it as like, let's just have fun and let's hang out with our friends and this music rules. Like, let's make sure people hear it.
It's like, I think in today's generation with like TikTok and everything, it's like so rare that people like find an artist that isn't like totally popped off already, and it's like harder to like develop an artist now. So it's just nice to be like, we fucking love your music, so like let's figure it out, and like we're gonna build this together, So it's just good to have those type of people that are just like day one believers, you know? Thank God.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to one of our other friends. She does like artist development, and she was like telling me one night, and she said, yeah, we get all these like artist inquiries all the time, but like, and they always will ask like, what do we need to like make ourselves stand out to like artist management, to record labels? And she's like, just be good and like have like a good attitude.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm not
And just,
saying like everyone's not signed isn't good. Yeah, just make music, just keep on going and like pushing for it.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, I just like am constantly
being
making
nice and
music.
chill.
Yeah. Be
That's
a
also
fucking bitch.
like listen, every rule you can always do the opposite of the rule. I still think like being nice, being rad, like going out and just like enjoying the experience of music and being a fan
Just
of music,
like,
even
yeah.
as an artist. Yeah, still part of it. But then I'm like, dude, if some dude is just an asshole on Twitter, like maybe I might check out his band.
Right?
It's like if he's funny,
Right.
you know?
Honestly, you're like, unless like the people with like the big egos and shit where you're like, eh.
Yeah.
Which like, I mean, when
I've
you're
encountered some
out,
of those.
yeah, like when you're out with like Fall Out Boy and Bring Me the Horizon, it's like that could be a tour full of egos, and knowing that like those bands are
right?
just not about the ego and are not about that is kind of rad.
It's crazy that they just aren't like that at all. And I went to this show last weekend, Less Than Jake, and my friend's friends. Yeah, my friend's friends with one of them, and we were in the green room, and they were saying that Fall Out Boy opened for them. That was like their first tour that they ever opened, and I was like, what were they like back then? And he's like, they're like exactly the same. Like they're all just like the same people. And I was like, that's so like refreshing to hear that they've had that much success and they're still just like the same people, you know?
Yeah, I will say I met Pete Wentz at a bookstore in the suburbs, like probably like 8 or so years ago. And it was completely messy because it's like Pete Wentz is like right there in front of me in this like really tiny bookstore that has no business holding over 300 Fall Out Boy fans. And like it was completely disorganized, super chaotic. And he made it a point to like meet every single person, even when people were coming up being like, I don't have a ticket, but I snuck in here. And he even signed some kid's bass.
So nice.
And security and the people working there like, you can't do that. It's only his book, Gray. And he's like, no, I'll sign this kid's bass. And he was just generally so sweet and nice.
So nice. It's crazy. Did not expect him to be that nice.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to be. It's a good thing that he still is, but I don't know. I think that all of these, because I'm a bit older and I remember like Fall Out Boy, like kind of breaking out when I was in high school. And I had friends that like got signed to Fuel by Ramen or to Cadence, one of them, at that same time. And they were like dicks. Like they were like absolute monsters about like how big they were about to get because Fall Out Boy was getting so big. And they're like, we're best friends, you know, Patrick and Pete, like they call me all the time. And they never made it. So I'm like glad that like, you know, the good dudes made it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that attitude is just not it. It's crazy. It is not it.
So kind of talking about like how there's all these people in the industry and like how we want them to be really cool, really chill. Can you talk a little bit about industry kids and kind of like what that is going to encompass?
Yeah. Well, I am spilling some massive tea in industry kids, which is what I do best.
Oh, shit.
But
Ooh.
it's pretty much my hatred of the industry. And it's based on I had a very wild weekend. I don't even remember when I wrote this song. I've been holding on to it for like a minute because I remember my team was like, it's not the right time. Like everyone's been in love with the song for a while and they're like, it's not the right time. It's not the right time. They're like, okay, now is the right time. But I had this weekend where I had met Pete and he was interested in signing me. And I guess this was like last summer or something. I don't even remember, and we were taking meetings with labels together to see like who wanted to like sign me for an album. So we were meeting like A&Rs, and we went to, I don't even know if I can say this because it's live, but I'm going to. So here we go. The tea is being spilled. So we went to Soho House, classic. Do you know Soho House?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
yes.
We have one out here.
Yeah.
So the meeting was at Soho House, and it was with this girl, this person that was like 22, and like her dad was like, you know, the CEO of some label or something. And like me and Pete were just sitting there, and I think I was just being like a psycho, and I was talking about like sucking dick or something, and she was just like so disturbed by me. Like she was literally like, "Who are you?" And me and Pete left, and he's like, "Yeah, like I don't really think that was the right fit for you." And I was like, "Yeah, I definitely think that." And then the next day, my friend was playing a show, and it was like this backyard show, and it was like a house party type of thing, and it was just like all industry kids, like all like living in LA. There's like this big circle of like young 20s A&Rs, like they all just like go to the same bars, they all hang out, they're all just like, you know, bullshit. And they were just all there, and it was literally like my nightmare of a party. I was like, I am just gonna smoke weed in the corner and then leave because this is not my vibe. So I think I literally left, and I was like, wow, that was traumatic. And then I had a session the next day, and I was like, I'm ready to talk some shit. So then Industry Kids was born. So it's pretty much just like me dissing them all. But it's a banger.
Look, I stand by that 100%.
Yeah.
That is very much within my vibe of like the tea to spill.
It's just not my vibe. I'll just leave it at that. And I just was like, that period of time was just me taking a lot of meetings and meeting like a lot of industry people to figure out like make my team. And it just wasn't it. And I was like, this is fucking awful. So I have some things to say. And yeah. But I found a great team of people that get me, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go through all of that again, ideally.
I don't know if they would put me through that again. Hopefully not. I don't think so. Just the industry is just, yeah, it's messy. I think it's like that for a lot of things. I mean, I think the TV world is maybe just as bad, but honestly, who knows?
I mean, I can't say much from being here in Chicago. I know that like when we, you know, what we're looking at here is like, you know, sort of how they do it in LA, or the LA sort of vibe, or the LA sort of experience, you know? First time I ever went out there, I was like, this is awful. Everybody just talks like the same, but they all talk like they've got this thing going on, but they all like don't have anything going on. It's so and I went back. I went back after a friend of ours moved out there, and he works on a couple of internet productions. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get it. Like I'm starting to understand at least like what that is. But I certainly think that if you're not like originally from LA and then you go there and you're like trying to talk to people, you sort of just get that vibe from people. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Be a person, be normal, be like a real person.
I'm like, we're all people. Like, why can we like, it's just like, I don't know. It's just really uncomfortable to be around sometimes. And I know not everyone's like that, because I've obviously met A&Rs that I really like, but you know, there's just like a very intense circle here. And just like being at Soho House, I was like, this is so creepy. Like everyone's just sitting there on their computers, like looking around, and I'm like, God.
Oh, that makes it worse. I feel like you were trying to liven up the chat then. So I feel like they should say thank you.
Yeah. Right. It was just a really weird experience. I mean, being in LA in general is, maybe I need to move to Chicago.
Listen, we're all pretty nice here.
It's, again, we were talking about the weather before, which is like, you know, the average conversation, but look, it's been raining a lot in LA this year, and it's as far as I can tell, it's either like raining or way too hot. And all I'm saying in Chicago, we got that temperate Midwest temperature, we're just chilling out here.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I need to do that.
And just remember, when the world inevitably does end, the Midwest, specifically Chicago, because we have the lakes near us, we'll be safe.
Yeah.
Everyone else,
California's going to break off and just God only knows what's going to happen to it.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs are coming back.
Okay, that would be incredible, though.
Yeah.
Because we all know we all want to ride a dinosaur.
I would love to ride a dinosaur. I'm not going to lie.
Do you think a Triceratops would let you? Like, if you met a Triceratops, do you think that Triceratops is going to let me ride?
I feel like Triceratops are chill as fuck.
Yeah. I get the same sense. I feel like they would be like,
hop on, let's go for a ride, smoke your joint.
Yeah.
But that's the vibe I get from Triceratops.
Yeah. And this is based on almost zero knowledge.
Well, I mean, like the Land Before Time, like Sarah the Triceratops was like, she was kind of heated, but I think she just wanted like friends. And like, you know what? Relatable. Yeah. Okay, relatable. Yeah.
Or like Jurassic Park.
I feel that. Someone this guy I was hooking up with like 3 years ago told me that I looked like the little dinosaur.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And that's
What's her name? Do you know the little
Ducky?
dinosaur that's like, yes.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I kind of see it a little.
See, I originally was like Littlefoot, and I was like, oh shit, there's Ducky.
Oh my God.
And she's so fucking annoying. I was like, why do I have to be Ducky?
Yeah, she just like yep. It's like, Ducky, shut the fuck up. We get it.
She is literally so annoying. I'm like, why couldn't I be someone a little cooler?
And that's why you're no longer hooking up with them.
I was just about to say, that's why you don't hook up with men, because they tell you look like a dinosaur from Land Before Time.
Listen, as a man, correct. As a general dude out here, I'm not comparing anybody to a dinosaur unless it's the vibes, right? Like a Triceratops, we agree here. Everyone in the call, everyone in the chat is in agreement. Triceratops, chill as fuck, super chill, here to party, here to vibe. Like, obviously, if I said to somebody, hey, you remind me of like a chill ass Triceratops, but in the context of like, we all know a Triceratops, right? Like we've all met one. God. We're talking to them,
Brian, I feel like we're discovering where your Riz level is. And it's not real high.
Riz status Triceratops.
You're like, your personality reminds me of a Triceratops. Say that to someone at the bar. Honestly, if a guy came up to me and said that to me, I would be like, do you want to leave?
It's like, no, I'm not coming with you. I just want you to go.
I just want you to just like leave this bar,
please.
buy me a drink, but leave.
Yeah, they're like, you remind me of a Triceratops. I'd be like, okay.
See, cool. I would say that to somebody like, okay, I'm not going to try this, but I'm definitely try this at a bar. And like, if somebody is cool and chill and they know what I'm talking about, right? I say like, hey, your like vibes kind of remind me of Triceratops. They're going to be like, if they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, it was never meant to be. And then I take my 2 gin and tonics and I walk somewhere else.
No, not the ginny tins of it all.
No, these gin and tonics become mine now. You don't get the Riz, so you don't get the gins.
Someone said I got compared to Ace Ventura because of my haircut during the last time I had sex.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my God.
During sex.
That's iconic. I would love to have sex with Ace Ventura.
Just the weirdest.
Just Jim Carrey.
Just the weirdest, like Jim Carrey's body has changed after doing that movie. Like he was so Gumby. So
Gumby? I don't like the word Gumby.
His body just contorted in such a way that he's never done again.
Yeah, his
because because that's why. But also he is older. Like, what is he, like 40, 50 something?
He's maybe, but that never leaves you.
True.
The Gumby can never get rid of your body.
Your body's made of rubber forever. You don't get rid of it.
Gumby can never leave.
You're
We're
just
all
Gumby
a little
forever.
Gumby. No, we're not.
Gumby's just one of those characters, man. That's just like, yeah, you know, when somebody just is like made of rubber, has like they don't really have elbows. They just their entire arm bends. Just
I feel like that's like my vibe of men that I like. That like tall, like weird, doesn't really move.
As well, I'm a Gumby like motherfucker, and I recommend against us.
Yeah,
knowing Brian, I also recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm taking a break from that.
It's worth it. I am well, as a man, I'm like, we all need breaks.
Yeah, they're just so fucking annoying. They're just so fucking annoying. I can't. I'm like, I'm over it.
We can turn this into an I Hate Men podcast where I agree with you if you would like.
Literally. It's just me talking shit.
I'm not against you on this.
Yeah, no, Brian and I will just send things and he's like, wow, I'm so feminist. I'm more feminist than you. Then he's like, I hate men. I'm like, wow, this really escalated here, but okay.
I mean, look at that t-shirt you got on. That's
I know.
Feminism.
I
It
screams
feminism, guys.
I'm sorry, because I have a t-shirt of somebody who has a job. I'm sorry, because she's a gainfully employed young lady making her money out here.
Ooh,
she owns her own business. Thank you, entrepreneur. How dare you? And she works after hours. What do you think she does during the day?
Sleep.
This is a visual joke for all of the audio listeners out there. Thank you.
She takes naps.
She takes naps.
Queen shit.
She works a short day, night, and then she goes home.
Queen
Entrepreneur.
Shit.
Queen shit.
Now this is the Kenergy we've been looking for on this podcast.
Yes.
Oh my god, Kenergy. Did you guys like the Barbie movie?
Oh my god, I saw it twice. I fucking first of all, I'm a Barbie girl. Like I collect Barbie, so I fucking love Barbie. I went to like a Wednesday early premiere. Fantastic. I cried. I laughed because there was butt rock, and then I immediately cried 10 minutes later.
God.
It was so much funnier than I thought it was going to be. Like I was dying laughing. It was so funny. It was so good. I loved it. So good. But it was really funny. They were all great.
I know. They were like talking about trying to do like a Barbie 2, and I'm like, no, don't do it. You're going to ruin it. Just leave it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. They shouldn't for sure. Said clean shoes, I cur out. I'll never forget when Carr said, clean shoes, I cur out. Do you still feel this way? I do. Lainey, I fucking do, because I like a man that wears dirty shoes. I I don't like clean shoes. Like if a guy is like OCD with his shoes where like they always have to be white, or like they get scuffed a little and he's like scrubbing it, I'm like, ew, disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too much. I've known some people who like they have like their shoe collectors, and I'm like, that's cool. We all have a thing we collect, but then they don't like wear them out.
No,
or then they're like, oh my God, I like scuffed it a little bit. The world is ending. It's like, hey, homie, you know what shoes are used for? Walking.
Walking them.
Yeah, it's weird. I also just think like, I don't know. I just think dirty shoes are hot. I'm being real. I'm like, oh, your shoes are dirty.
This is something I've never thought about. So now I'm going to ask you as a single man myself for some dating advice about what kinds of shoes that I should wear out. Because I didn't know anyone was looking at my shoes. I now have fear and concern about the shoes that I've already worn out.
That's one of the first things people notice about you. They notice your face, and they notice what's on your feet.
That's insane. That makes no sense.
You're like, my shoes are like perfectly white. They're like hiding.
No. I'm wearing currently. I'm wearing dirty Adidas black shoes right now.
Anything dirty. But I personally like me some Vans, Converse type beat probably. But I also like really toxic people, so I feel like they tend to wear those type of shoes.
So the shoes is where you know, like, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That person is gonna fuck up my life right now.
1,000%.
That guy's walked a million miles in them shits.
1,000%. And also just like dirty boots or something, like black boots that are like dirty. Sign me up.
Somebody mentioned in the chat dirty Crocs. So now what's the take on Crocs?
I love Crocs.
Okay, then we're all in agreement here, right, Lizzie?
Are we?
Okay, Crocs fucking rule. Crocs are correct. Crocs are the accurate choice.
I love Crocs. Also, Lainey said she's in her dirty Air Force Ones. Okay, queen.
There you go.
We like Air Force Ones too.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they're more like, I do like Air Force Ones. I like when guys wear like the high ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
Okay, so like high top boys.
Yeah, I like some high tops. High top Air Force Ones. And then we got some, I kind of like the slip-on Vans. Like they're kind of hot.
They know what they're about. They're like, I'm putting them on to take them right back off. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Vans,
Comfort.
give me a sponsorship.
Literally, wait here. I have Vans on right now.
Damn. Tossing it up.
Okay. See, we
They
like
are
Vans.
dirty.
Perfect. Use my song "Dirty Shoes."
This is the
for
shoe
your
reveal
campaign.
on stream.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not wearing
this
shoes,
is-
and I'm
this
not
is-
giving free feet pics.
Don't.
Yeah,
no,
never
no.
give out your free feetsies.
As an entrepreneur, as a working woman in today's economy,
no.
do not.
I will not. If you want those, DM me for $1,000. And I will.
Yes.
You know what's fair and valid?
Yes.
I had to explain to some friends about like what that was as a meme.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
And I was like, guys, the grippers are out. Why are the grippers out for free? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, why am I explaining the grippers? Because they were like, grippers, like your hands? And I'm like, no. It was a rough conversation.
Yeah.
Not for free in this day of age. We are making money off of our toes. We are making money off of our feet, girls.
There was a meme that some guy posted, and he was like, all of you guys had to start making jokes about, oh, no free feet, and had to like ruin it for the rest of us. Because before that, everybody was just posting photos of at the beach and all that stuff. And we were living, we were thriving out here. But all these jokes started to happen. And now guess what? Look at us now.
The fun's over.
Now we're not getting it for free anymore. Thanks.
Someone said I'm literally on Feet Finder to build up my tour fund. Girl, I support.
Respect.
That's girl
Respect.
bossing. What do you mean?
Get that fucking bag and show the world your fucking hot feet, because I'm about to do the same. So give me some tips. If you see me taking feet pics, mind your business.
Don't have me. Yeah.
I would never. I'd be like, get the money, honey.
Yeah. I, as a person, am not into feet and would never pay for feet. And also, I'm not going out of my way to look for feet. So, no, I'm sort of just neutral. No, just neutral. Like, not anti-feet, you know. I understand we need them
it's
to
good
walk.
that you have your own feet.
Yeah, like we need to balance ourselves. We need to, you know, make some steps out there in the world, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to get 10,000 a day, but
you would never be like, I'm going to give you $5,000 to lick your toe.
Right. That's not so much where I'm at. But I think that when I go to like Instagram and I see like just a friend of mine, like just a regular old Joe out here, you know, and they're like taking a photo like on the beach or whatever, and then they obscure their feet, like put an emoji over it, or they put like a blur effect on just their feet. I'm like, well, now I'm thinking about it, you know, like now you've got me more curious about your feet.
That's the thing. Like, you don't have to.
But I think the fact that like I can't see it, it makes me want to see their feet.
I feel like secretly you do like feet.
I'm like, hey, Greg, show me your fucking feet.
I feel like this is Freudian in some way.
I think as soon as you cannot have it, you're like, well, what's going on down there, you know?
I do wonder what like is it Freudian? Like, what's the science behind like being obsessed with feet and wanting to like suck on people's toes and stuff? I don't know.
There has to be there's got to be like a class out there that'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel
Modern
like
college.
feet obsession is like a big thing. Or like,
And I'm not giving, this is not me. This is not me as like a marketing person
Oh, no.
for our podcast, but I am now thinking of like, okay, your album comes out and it's like, how do we utilize like a feet picture. Like the blow up doll thing obviously is working quite well. I love this blow up doll bit. I think it's amazing. But now it's like, well, how do we like move? What's the next thing? Is it like feet pics? Is it like,
but what if on the blow up doll you put a black box and you like duct tape it around the feet and you throw it out into the audience with the panties on, of course.
I am gonna spill some album tea right now. So anyone listening,
shit.
One of my favorite songs. The first song is called "Step on Your Face, Baby." So you know that the feet are coming out and they're gonna be smushed on someone's face.
Oh my god! It's gonna be the first crowd walk in history. A barefoot crowd walk.
So you know that TikTok trend is gonna be everyone just stepping on man's faces.
Oh my god!
Barefoot.
Yeah.
The feetsies are gonna come out now. They're gonna have to.
This is top tier marketing.
Is my feet moment. So maybe I need to like start an OnlyFans of my feet with the song in the background. I don't know.
Oh, there was a band a few years ago. I forgot who it was. It was actually one of our friends' clients. And they started an OnlyFans to release the music video.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about starting an OnlyFans, like a comedic one, like to roll out the album, but it's just so much work. It's insane. Like it is so much work. I'm like, these girls are fucking working their asses off. Like you have to put content like up like 3 times a day. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't keep up with that. It's a lot.
Entrepreneurs, girl bosses, get the money.
Girl
and
bosses,
full on respect.
I fucking slay. I wish I could. I'm just too lazy, apparently.
Look, I am all about anybody who puts in that much effort to anything, and fuck all these people who think that it's easy. Because
it's definitely not.
It's very like armchair expert. You know, it's like, well, I've imagined what sex is like before, so I know it must be easy to do an OnlyFans. It's like, all right, cool, man. Wow. I watched a sex scene in a movie once, so I know what OnlyFans is. I get it.
These girls are working. They're putting in their work, and I support it. It is a lot of work, and I'm glad that I didn't do it. Maybe one day I will, though. When I have someone else like running it for me, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what makes it easier then.
I mean, it is just like a Patreon. Like it is just like
there are other creators on there who are not sex workers who can be on there.
Yeah. I thought about doing it for us, but I'm like
that's the last thing I need my dad calling me up about. Hey, what's this?
Again, it's it's just Patreon. The people who subscribe to us are OnlyFans. They're fine.
It's just gonna be all my feet pictures.
Exclusive feet pick of the week.
And then like put the music behind it. And it's like, damn, that music's kind of good too. You know, let's go check out the record.
Step on your face. What?
Huh. It's like somebody who got in.
People on.
Look,
oh no.
Everybody has different ways that they get into a new band, right? Sometimes it's going to the show. There's plenty of people who saw you open the tour and they're like, holy shit, she rules. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna listen to everything on Spotify. And then some people will just be like, yeah, I was looking at these feet on Instagram. I heard the song in the background, and I'm a big fan.
I was like,
CARR rules.
this kind of smacks.
Damn.
Like, wow, that's actually kind of good.
It's like, hey, you want to come to the show with me? And they're like, oh, what?
Now, here's the thing. Are you going to use a feet pic to announce your upcoming tour is the big thing here.
Ooh.
Honestly, maybe I should. Now my brain's like,
we come up with ideas here.
Yeah, we're like a mini. This is that entire like industry kid meeting, but we're not.
Yeah.
And we're actually brainstorming really well here.
Yeah.
You're like feet pictures. Or just like the TikTok promotions, just like my feet. Not the car, but
blur them.
Yeah, blur them. So people are still guessing.
Yeah.
True. That's actually a good idea. Everyone's like, wow, what do her feet look like?
They're thinking about it.
Yeah. Keep them on their toes,
What does her
literally.
music sound like? What do her feet look like? I'm thinking about it. Buy the record.
Someone said there's a meet and greet, but you only meet her feet and she's in a box.
That's like a magician shit. That's like
funny. That would
That's actually
so
going to be the
funny.
VIP tier.
That would be great.
Honestly, you pay $1,000 and you get to suck on my toes for a few seconds.
Why are the hugest fucking weirdos all
Why
standing
are they
in a
just
line
here
over
right
there?
now?
I'm actually curious, like, who would show up to that? Who here would suck my toes?
I think I'd be a little scared. I feel like it'll get a little dangerous for some.
If they walked through a door and it was
Yeah.
just the FBI and they were like, "Hey, just have a seat real quick."
Not the FBI.
Someone from my team was like, your biggest expense one day is going to be your security, because like we were talking about like my future meet and greets. I was like, am I allowed to like make out with my fans? Like, can I kiss them? And they're like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I was like, I want to make out with my fans.
I mean,
Come on. I want
like
to kiss
Maddie Healy's
you.
doing fine about it, you know? It all worked out for
Yeah.
Maddie Healy. It can work out for everybody.
True. But I feel like as soon as a girl does it, they're like, ew, that's so gross.
I mean,
Maybe I'll stir the pot.
yeah.
I would love to
I think
just
the
make
internet.
out. Maybe like the
I
Justin Bieber. Remember he would do the One Less Lonely Girl? Maybe I'll do like
Oh,
a
yeah,
step
like
on
you
your
bring
face.
someone up.
Yeah.
Oh my
Maybe
God. So you do it and then you give them a little
Yes.
kiss as a treat to like make up for
Yes.
stepping on their face.
I'll do a step on your face, and one lucky person will get to come on stage, and I get to step on their face barefoot. They can suck my toe if they want, and then I will make out with them.
Your management team is going to listen and be like, absolutely not. We're not doing that.
They're like, well,
But one
what are you doing?
person will be like, "So I've looked up some laws, and here's what I have
Now,
for you."
legally,
I have the legality of all of these situations. Before I lose this from my mind, do you think it should be called feet and greet, or do you think it should be
No.
called meet and feet?
Ooh.
oh no.
Feet and greet is so good. Meet and feet. God.
I'm like, they're both kind of good,
They
but I
are
do think
both
feet and greet
so
is best.
good. Feet and greet is so good. Are you just like, so funny?
It writes itself, you know, the bits.
Brian is the bit master, is the thing here.
Yeah.
His riz is low, but his bits are high.
I have what
I'm just
refer to
dying.
as scaring the hose energy, and I am at least funny, but you know, then I'm
We
like,
like that.
so I leaned into the bit so fucking hard that I am now become the bit, destroyer of worlds. Destroyer of Riz, and I'm now stuck in this moment where all the hoes are scared, and even my friends are like, "Hey man, I'm gonna go home because
You scared all the hoes.
I'm out. You're out, man." Like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Scared all the hoes away. I love how we talked about feet for like a good like 20 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You know what? It runs away from you sometimes, okay?
Again, this is what the podcast becomes sometimes, and we're honestly like when we sit here across from somebody, it's just like, you know, let's talk about what you want to talk about. So we're happy to go in whatever tangents we get, which is also why we try to keep bringing it back to music.
Yeah. So, like, do you want to talk about when can we expect you out on tour? So, like, not solo, you'll have opening acts, but like just you as the headliner.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking hope so. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to. I have something
yeah.
I'm announcing soon, but it's not until next year.
Oh,
But
okay.
some tea. Announcing that soon, but you know, we're still figure out this fall. That's hopefully in the works. But I'm ready for my headline fucking tour because that shit's gonna be like Girls Gone Wild. I want to see titties. I want to see dicks. I want it to be like a whole orgy.
Again, your team is like, all right, we're looking up some laws. We're just making
So,
sure.
like, we're just making sure legally we're okay.
All right, so 21
Yeah.
and up.
Yeah, they're like, oh god. I was like, for my last for the Fall Out Boy tour, we were like figuring out merch. I was like, what if we do like an exclusive like vibrator merch? And my team was like, because it's like all guys, you know. And then like my manager's a girl, thank God. But it's like, oh, we're terrified of you.
like you're scaring the host.
No, you're advertising to the hose in this case.
Yeah, like let the girlies win.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just say my headline tour will be off the rails one day, and hopefully I'll see you guys there.
We will.
Yes, we will be there. For your new single coming out,
Yes.
what can we expect from that?
A lot of chaos about the industry, and it's my last single before my album, which I'm really excited for because a lot of my favorite songs are not the singles, if I'm being honest.
It happens like that sometimes, though.
I love all the songs on the album, obviously, or they wouldn't be on the album, but the ones that I love the most that I think are favorite are not the singles. So I'm really excited for people to hear like the whole project. I'm very proud of it, and I'm a perfectionist, so it takes a lot for me to like really love something and like be proud of it. And I'm really excited, and we're already working on the second one, which is crazy.
Oh wow, quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
And
It's the hustle girl boss in her.
For real, fucking entrepreneur type beat. But I took like months, I think, off of writing. I'm always like really eager to get back in the studio and like write. So we like just started writing again, and I'm making some really good songs. So I'm excited because I like once I have things to say, it's like it's so easy for me to write. But when I get like burnt out and I'm just like constantly writing, like I think my manager gets it for me where like I'm like jammed with sessions. I'm exhausted. Like nothing good is coming from this, you know, like not good songs at least. But when I like actually live my life for a minute and then I'm like, oh my God, I have so much tea to spill because all my songs are like come from real places. So we got some tea to spill.
I was going to say like, a lot of artists when they write their first record and then they're out and they're doing the tour and they're like getting a lot of those like life experiences of being an artist already, you know, doing that stuff, which is actually something I've always laughed about with Fall Out Boy. Cause I was like, you guys wrote a record where you're like, oh, everybody wants it to be this. It's like, it's your first record. What are you talking about? You've just done it. But I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like you still have stuff that like is on the record that you're putting out, but you're like, I'm still writing about the same stuff for the next record too.
It's also like, I guess I have EPs that are like, you know, not much shorter than an album, but yeah, but no, a first album feels a little different because I feel like it's like my actual like way for people to like figure out who I am, you know, because the songs are like really funny, but then there's also like two that are more like introspective, sadder, but for the most part it's pretty like wild and fun. Love to see.
Yeah. I think from this, with the sex dolls and everything, I know earlier I referenced Matt and Kim and how at their shows, they will literally throw multiple like blow up sex dolls in the pit and mosh with you with it. And it's always really fun. And I feel like we haven't had, not like an outrageous in a negative way, but an artist that will do those more raunchy things in a while. And I think you're somebody who's stepping up to the plate, and I'm not even saying raunchy in a negative connotation either. It's just raunchy. Different, and it's just like making it like normal, just to like have that kind of like sexpective in a way. Yeah,
I think me and my best friend always talk about this, where like sex is such like a weird topic for a lot of people to talk about, but it's so normal. Like everyone has sex, but it's like people are so uncomfortable to talk about it, which is fine. Like everyone's their own person, but just like normalizing sex and just being open and fun is kind of what I plan on doing. And just like having a good time, at shows. Like I want to go to a show and just be fucking buck wild and just have like the best time of my life, you know? That's what they're for.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little boring.
Let the inhibitions down.
Let's spice things up.
Let's make it a little extra spicy.
Yeah.
Let's go to Spiral City.
It's funny that you mentioned like that conversation with your friend, because I talk with my friends all the time, and whenever like anything like mildly sexual comes up about their lives, I'm like, hey, what's up? Let's just shut the fuck up about that and let's move on to something else and not talk about it.
It's like,
and they're like, why are you so
talks about it?
Yeah.
Maybe I should
and
be a
I'm
sex therapist.
yeah. That's maybe that's what your music is doing for people.
Yeah, they'll play it during like sex therapy. I don't know how that works, but you know, we can all think about how it works.
Yeah.
My friend, he listened to the album and he was like, this is such a good album to fuck to. I was like, that's amazing. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
And there it is.
That's actually like, forget the Pitchfork review. Put that on the cover and in the presser.
Yep.
And just cite it. And everyone's gonna be like, who's this guy? I'd be like, don't worry about it. It's
Send
certified.
Me that for promo.
Certified.
Okay, I think my computer
if
is
Pitchfork
2%.
No.
All right, well,
I know.
do you want to go find that real quick and
let me plug her in.
sure. I'm going to take this moment to try to think of a good pun for a Fall Out Boy So Long for Tour Dust exclusive car vibrator. I know there's a pun in there and I'm going to find it.
Up in your little goblin brain.
Wait, this is going to be... Everyone's getting like, you almost just saw my badge. Why is this live?
Oh.
My ass.
This is our last stream. Thanks everybody for coming.
Okay, I just got a new computer. What's it called? Charger, and it's really not reaching very far.
Don't worry, we got okay behind the scenes.
We are behind the scenes right now.
You guys are
we
getting
do it
my
live,
full
folks.
city.
Yeah, just the Simpsons.
The Simpsons just up in there.
The full Homer and Marge, if you will.
It's literally just like my boobs. Everyone's like, "You're canceled."
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Oh no!
I've been telling Lizzie I've been trying to get this podcast canceled for a long time.
So much
because I want my time
Honestly,
back. I'm so lazy.
Honestly, goals.
It's like I get to just hang out and quit now. Awesome.
What's your favorite and least favorite thing about tour? It's a good question.
Yes.
My favorite thing is probably obviously playing shows. What's my least favorite thing about tour? I think just like the exhaustion, you know? Especially being at like my stage right now, like we don't travel in a tour bus yet. So it's like we have to wake up early and drive. That's kind of a lot of work. I think that's working. Well, if I just like go off on you, blame my computer.
Well, we could take this opportunity for you to drop a couple links on like how other people can find you, and also try to get that the feet and greet too eventually for tour.
You can find me at CARR Music with 2 R's, and my next single comes out next Friday called Industry Kids, and my album will be out in October as of right now. Who knows? Who knows?
Just leak it.
But yeah, I'm just gonna
leak
send
it. Happy
everyone
Halloween.
the link. I'm gonna send everyone the
drop
link.
It in chat.
That would be wild. That would be crazy. I kind of am feeling manic. How about we get a sneak peek of Step on Your Face?
Oh,
play it in the background.
Just play the hook for you guys because we're gonna be psycho. And we talked about feet. So
listen, there's no limitations right now.
Yeah, no.
Nothing is off limits. Honestly, I'll send all of you the fucking link. Ready? Can you hear it?
Yes.
Step on your face. We listened to this in the green room on tour like every day, and I would just like step on my friend's face. It was so fun.
Like they just got already in position, like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, and like anyone we'd have a crush on would be like, he can fucking step on my face so hard. It's
okay. I have said that secretly, one of the reasons I like it so much is like, yeah, I've definitely said that about like mostly video game characters. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say like I've met a person and I'm like, oh yeah, it's mostly like.
Because remember, everyone, IRL, Brian has little Riz.
I'm not going to say that about a person that's real.
But he is going to go up and say, hey, you look like a dinosaur.
No, I'm going to say their vibes.
He's going to do it.
The vibes.
He's going to do it.
Okay. We are.
You can't step on my face, but this cartoon character can. I feel that.
Why?
This cartoon character, I think that they are very attractive, and I'd like them to step in my face. Real people? Absolutely not.
No!
Don't do it. Don't talk to me.
Real
And then I
people.
talk about dinosaurs and they leave the bar.
You remind me of a Triceratops. She'll be like, sick.
Again, vibes, not. Anyway. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we'll wrap up the recording there. We're going to stick around a little bit. So everybody who's out in chat, hang out for a little bit and we'll answer some questions and we'll talk for a little bit longer. CARR, as long as you have some time to do that, of course. But
Fuck yeah.
yeah. So let me go ahead and end the recording there. But before I do, CARR, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Escalated the party, obviously.